Hi, my name's Tracy Cook, and welcome to the Faith-Based Women in Business series. I've got a rock star with us today, so join us for an enlightening conversation with a woman that's not just a leader in her field, but she is a game changer. She's blazing new trails and creating opportunities for others to follow. You won't want to miss all of the valuable insights and wisdom that Maria Ruddiman has to share with us today as a faith-based woman in business. Welcome, Maria.
Well, thank you, Tracy. And thank you so much for having me on this podcast today.
You are welcome. Now, we've been friends online for a while now, and I'm really intrigued about the area that you're working in and how faith plays an actual role in that. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do, who you serve, and whereabouts you are?
Well, I am in Colorado. So it's kind of a new place for me. I just moved here about 9 months ago. So went from sunny California to Colorado in the snow. But it's been a fun adventure to change and shift some things I'm doing. As far as what I do, I really work with others to shift their perspective. I think my biggest thing is helping people see the different ways they can look at things. It's not necessarily wrong thinking or limited beliefs or that kind of thing. Sometimes it's just a shift in, just a little shift in that perspective. I love to help people find that. It's happened for me many times in my life, and it has really changed the way that I look at life, look at friends, look at family. So I love to do that and help people with that. As far
Absolutely. And
as,
what a
sorry.
wonderful place to be in as well, Maria, because I know how much you lead with your heart and how much you really love helping communities. And you work a lot with your husband as well, too, don't you, as a couple?
Yes, we do. We found that we really love helping couples who are kind of stuck. We've helped engaged couples. We've helped couples after they've been married to really just learn to communicate better. My husband and I struggled with our marriage for almost 28 years. So you can imagine what that might be like. And so we found that we love helping others be able to, again, shift the perspective of each other. Like one of the things that we really learned to do was look at ourselves and go, we value what you value or what you bring to the table. And when we did that, our lives changed, not just in the way we communicate, but also in the way that we just function. And then that came into rolling into helping others find a way to communicate or to value their differences, because valuing differences is key, I think, in a relationship. So yeah.
It sure is. And in what way do you believe your faith has equipped you with unique strengths and perspectives that has helped you succeed in your business?
Well, I'm nearing 60. So I've had a long life, but most of that life has been really rough, between having an alcoholic father, being sexually abused when I was younger, having a really rocky marriage. You can imagine my life has been a little bit rough. But the one thing that I found was faith in God. And through that faith, I found that I could really work through uh, the dark times in my life. um, I found hope. I found identity. Having a God who believes in me really changed my life. That I could find myself embracing my faithfulness or embracing the ability to change and the ability to overcome obstacles. That really helped me really focus on um, changing myself, which then gives me a leg up to help others change as well. I find oftentimes God really helps me see the different perspective without the shame that goes with it. Because I think oftentimes we find ourselves looking at something we need to change, a habit or a relationship, and say, "Well, I'm not wrong." And it's like, True. You might actually not be wrong, but if you go into every situation having to change with I'm wrong, then there's a problem. And I find shifting that perspective, being able to bring in hope and love and acceptance, it's not always wrong. We just need an adjustment. And I love that it's just an adjustment.
Oh, we're
So
always
I think,
evolving, we're always improving. Mm.
yeah.
Absolutely. And what are some specific ways that you maybe incorporate some social responsibility into your business practices, and how do you measure the impact of those efforts as well?
Most of what we do is probably more financial. So this goes back to me and my husband working together. We went to Nicaragua several times, both on a mission trip and leading mission trips. And we've really fallen in love with Nicaragua. Helping a third world country has changed our lives for the better. Interestingly enough, though, my husband became a new father in a sense that all these young men in Nicaragua have lost fathers or don't have really great, stable homes. It's very common there that fathers are not a part of the family. And so he has learned, or a lot of these kids have like come to him and asked for help. So we sometimes financially help them. That's not usually what we do, but we give a lot of time. And then financially, we send my husband down there a couple times a year to go minister and work with these young men. We've helped young men get off the streets because they didn't have money. And so our faith has helped them have faith that there's a God who provides instead of selling themselves, or men who are in pornography and want to get out of it. We really, mostly my husband helps that kind of area. So we also have a couple ministries down there. And the way I think we've measured it is like, is the ministry thriving? Is kids doing something like sending kids to camp? We just did this last week. And then also, are the boys growing? Are they learning and changing? And we've actually seen that change with them, like being off the streets and actually having a job that they make money every week now and can provide for themselves and their family. So that's how we've kind of done socially. I've also done some free courses for businesses and teams to be able to cohesively work together. That has been a game changer for some teams that I've worked with, where they actually begin to know each other's values and strengths. My ultimate dream is to get into schools and help that with teenagers, but haven't done that one yet, but that's another goal.
Another goal yet to achieve. I love your passion and your heart. And I love that you're doing this with your husband as well, and just serving so many people just globally. And have you ever maybe even faced a situation where your business has been threatened or judged, or because of your beliefs? And if it did, how did you navigate that situation? Or has that never happened to you?
I wouldn't say that I've actually had a lot of threat toward my business with that, but I will say that I still have hecklers. I have people who don't believe that, that it can grow or that it can change or that you're going to make an impact, right? I feel like in the end, those comments are just as much of a threat to a business as somebody who says that, why would you do anything in faith, right? Because ultimately it attacks my emotions, my security, my identity. And I personally feel like I'm the one who could do that. If I allow those kinds of insecurities to come in, I would threaten my own business. And I think it's been really important for me to recognize that I need to do self-care in those moments, and that sometimes people just don't have faith, or they are jealous, or we don't know, what their background is. But I want to always be growing beyond what people think and believe that my business is going to impact people's lives through faith or not. So, yeah.
Mm. And I think, there's a lot of keyboard warriors out there too, right? That just like to tear things down, hurt people. So I actually feel sorry for people that tear people down, that are trying to make a difference in the world, because I always think, I wonder what happened to them for them to want to judge and bring other people down. So it's just blessing and releasing those people, and hoping they find their path to be, to grow and heal as well. And what advice would you maybe give to another woman in business that is seeking to build a strong support system?
I would say find deep relationships. We need relationships in our life. Find your people, but find people who also think differently. I think it's so important that we have those support system, but we also have the challenges. And it's not the person who only challenges, it's the person who supports you that challenges you. Um, I that is probably the number one thing if you're going to run a business, to make sure you're connected with people who believe in you, who believe this, have the same values that you do, and that will give that little nudge of challenge. I have a friend who, oh, dear heart, sometimes I can walk away and then realize she put a dagger in my heart. And I'm like, now I got to deal with it. But other times it's like, she's like right there with me. Yes, I understand. I understand you don't want to do that right now. And I'm going to challenge you. And one such situation I think is really relevant is my daughter and I were really struggling. I was not allowed at her wedding through different circumstances. Another story for another day. But it was painful. And I was digging my heels in going, she needs to clean this mess up. And my friend after 2 weeks said, what are you valuing? Are you valuing being right over relationship? And I was like, dang, she's right. And so I got on the phone and we repaired our relationship. It's that friendship that says, I need to challenge you on your thinking. And I think that is paramount to building a business, is having that in your life and having that ability to also give to others in that same way, being able to give great feedback and being able to take the feedback. Otherwise you won't grow. So
well, it's all about growth and building relationships from that place of integrity as well. And have you found your faith has provided you with a unique network of support, or have you had to seek out that support because you're very much active in your ministry?
Yeah. I do have a great support system. I did find my people in a sense. I am part of Kingdom Coaching Institute. It's a Christian-based coaching program that marries ICF with the Christian base in it. What I love about that is we have the same belief that we believe everyone has the answers within them, and we can partner with that. But because we believe that about others, it spills out into our network. People are believing in me, I'm believing in them, and we partner with each other. So I do believe that I've established that, and I think it's a great place to be. On the other side, I'm also going to be that person who says it doesn't have to be a faith-based group either. We have people who come into our lives who can help us adjust and change and grow. And it doesn't have to be. So I actually have support system outside of the faith-based world as well, because I believe they can impact my life just the same. So I want both in my life. I don't want just one venue, but that is a personal preference. So
no,
yeah.
That's absolutely wonderful. And I remember a mentor once said to me too, people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a purpose. And it doesn't matter where we kind of attract our tribe. They're all presented to us for us to learn a lesson, create a network, or help another human being. I've absolutely loved delving deep into all of the practicality of who you are, Maria, as a person, as a leader, helping communities, and leading with your heart as a faith-based woman in business. What kind of message would you like to leave the audience on today?
I would like to challenge all of us to embrace and cultivate changing any perspectives that give us limitations, whether that's a limiting belief, whether that's limiting in relationships, or whether that's just limiting in how we propel ourselves forward. When we can really cultivate change and embrace it, we will grow exponentially.
We will. We will most definitely. Some great practical advice from a wisdom person, from somebody who has got valuable insights. She's blazing new trails. She's creating opportunities for others to follow. We're going to be sharing where to connect with Maria in the notes below, and you will be able to connect with her because we will see you on the next Faith-Based Women in Business episode. Thank you for joining us, Maria.
You're welcome. Thank you.